17th Amendment. The gist of this article, Randall, is that we should couple two amendments together, kind of like we did the 16th and 17th Amendments. So this isn't impossible. It's not some, alternate reality. It can happen. But he makes the proposal that the Federal Marriage Amendment, if you know what that is to define marriage as only the union of a man and a woman, be passed.
We're not going to get into tonight.
No, but we will get in the future. But we did see that in the Proposition 8 issue in California last year, I'm sure all our listeners are familiar with. People have definite views on marriage. I mean, your political spectrum varies hugely among different parties, different persuasions, whatever. But most people in the country, in fact, many states have passed fair marriage amendments in their state constitutions. So this author, James Ure, says we ought to just combine it because although the 17th Amendment is critical, most people aren't going to get it, but they do get the marriage issue. And there is such thing as family law, and it has a connection to natural law and therefore constitutional law. And anyway, I won't go into that. But that's another solution that's been proposed. One other solution is term limits. I heard Fred Thompson talk about this. He said term limits are good because you would get new blood in the Senate all the time. And I just say, yeah, okay. I guess that's a theory. But I think this other with the Federal Marriage Amendment has some credence to it. But that's, it's a roundabout way of doing it, but that might be the way we have to do it nowadays. I don't know. So you've got Congress voting to vote away its own power with a constitutional amendment directly, or the state legislatures, 2/3 asking Congress for a constitutional convention, or you have a coupling of amendments being passed, term limits. So there are several solutions. Randall, do you think America will ever care enough about this issue to do something about it?
Well, I think with recent events over the course of the last several years that people are getting more and more, disenfranchised. They're upset about what's going on, and I think it's helpful for people to see that the 17th Amendment has a direct impact on a lot of the pain that they're feeling, because
right.
A lot of the results of what's going on in legislation back in Washington ties directly to that popular election of senators, and a lot of it can be stopped just through recalling those senators and putting in a senator that's beholden to the state rather than some ambiguous populace.
Well, we often hear a populist candidate or a populist politician, a populist movement. Look, let's just do the right thing here. I mean, let's not put terms like liberal and conservative and populist and progressive. Let's just look at it on its face. We need to do the right thing. Randall, can you imagine if two U.S. senators from the same state rose up and really championed this cause? I mean, I know now I'm in the alternate reality I was mentioning before. But honestly, two virtuous, principled individuals with integrity stood up and said, look, the Founding Fathers had it right. At least they had a lot better system than this, and they didn't believe in democracy. We are not a democracy. I mean, how do you think that the public in their state would take that? What do you think that might do to the state legislature or leaders in their legislatures? You think it might inspire some people to think, hey, we ought to revisit this issue? Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. I think it would be great to see.
Totally.
Anything's possible.
Well, the fact remains that until we have some action, the status quo will remain as it is. So I just challenge everyone listening that ever listens to this podcast to research it and then go and act on it. Well,
and I guarantee you, if you want to shock your state legislators or your U.S. senator, if you ever actually talk to them, bring this issue up. They probably don't get asked about it near enough. If they got asked more often, then people, they might start to talk about it more. And you would hear about it in the media, as we joked about in the beginning. But anyway, we want to encourage everyone to keep the faith, keep the hope. America is great. We're grateful for this nation. And if the American people, we the people, get educated on these issues, who knows what we can accomplish. Thank you for joining us for this Flashpoint podcast.